I'm really excited to introduce the Get Yourself Active local project, a project that's all about supporting disabled people to be active, but in ways that suit them. Get Yourself Active recognises movement looks different for everyone. What matters is it works for the individual, supporting independence, supporting their confidence, and supporting their well-being. The project has three main strands. The first strand is called Moving Social Work, and this is about supporting social workers to feel confident to have those meaningful conversations about movement, not just asking about activities outside the home, but exploring all forms of movement during assessments and ongoing support. It really is about recognising movement as part of somebody's overall well-being and their independence. As mentioned previously, the Get Yourself Active local project has three main strands, with the first strand being moving social work. The second strand is around supporting physical activity providers and educating them around the importance of co-production and learning how they can embed this into their provision to better support disabled people or those living with a long-term health condition. And the third strand is focused on the social care workforce, for carers, paid and unpaid. It includes training aimed at educating carers around the importance of physical activity and how to have those conversations with the people they support. Now let's hear from the principal social workers reflecting on moving social work.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Hambleton, Principal Social Worker for Telford and Wrekin Council's Adult Social Care Service, and I'm here to talk to you about how the Get Yourself Active project is helping us to embed simple, strengths-based conversations about movement into our everyday social work practice. One of the things we've learned from working with adults across Telford and Wrekin is that movement can make a big difference to someone's well-being, confidence and independence. But movement doesn't just have to mean exercise classes or going to the gym. Get Yourself Active helps us to reframe movement as something flexible, personal and achievable, and something that's part of our everyday life, not an additional task. What's been really valuable about the programme is that it gives social workers practical tools, examples and language they can start using straight away.
We had 246 staff members attend the Moving Social Work training delivered by Durham University and led by Disability Rights UK. This equated to 123 staff members from Shropshire Council and 123 from Telford and Wrekin Council.
Hi, I'm Tamsin Waterhouse and I'm the Principal Social Worker for Adult Social Care in Shropshire. I'm delighted to work alongside Energize, Disability Rights UK and partner universities on the Moving Social Work project, which sits under the Get Yourself Active umbrella. Through this work, we've been reminded of the importance of creating the opportunities for people with disabilities to engage in as much activity and movement as they wish. The majority of our social workers and OTs have now been trained, and we've incorporated questions about activity into the Care Act assessment documentation, alongside prompts for our workers. Our hope is that our workers will have more conversations with individuals about activity and movement, whether there's a simple task such as folding laundry, drawing the curtains, walking to the shops, or more structural activities such as attending a gym or sports centre. As Principal Social Worker, I consider activity and movement to be key. They're part of our duties to prevent and delay the development of social care needs, but most importantly, they're part of our wellbeing duties. So I'm really thrilled to have been part of this project and I'm keen to continue the work.
One of the biggest strengths of the project is that the resources have been co-produced with people who have lived experience, and this approach fits perfectly with our commitment to co-production and strengths-based practice because it keeps the voice of the person with lived experience at the centre of the conversation. To make this part of our everyday work and not an add-on, we've now built a specific question about movement into our assessment and review paperwork. This prompt encourages practitioners and the people they support to talk about movement in a natural, conversational way. By embedding it into our assessment tools, we're making sure these conversations are consistent, meaningful, and focused on the person, not just a tick box exercise. And we're already seeing the impact. Even small conversations can spark really positive change. For some people, it's about confidence. For others, it's reducing isolation or staying mobile enough to keep doing the things that they love. For us, Get Yourself Active isn't about adding something new to our workload. It's about enriching the conversations we're already having and giving social workers the confidence and the language to talk about movement in a way that feels safe, supportive, and person-centred. And embedding movement into everyday social work practice is another way we can help people live the lives that they choose.
Before moving into my current role, I worked as a social worker. And it was through that experience and then transitioning into my role within the active partnership that I really recognised how powerful movement can be. I saw how important it was to take an inclusive, creative approach so that everybody has the opportunity to be active, but in a way that feels right for them. Collaborating with Disability Rights UK to bring this project to Shropshire and Telford is an amazing opportunity and one I was genuinely keen to reach out and make happen. I truly believe in the difference this work can make. It's about changing conversations. It's about influence system change. But essentially, it's about making sure everybody has the opportunity to move, but in a way that suits them. We hope you found the video informative, but if you would like more information, please visit www.EnergizeSTW.org.uk. Thank you.